We're back. This is Jill Bruce.
This is Scott Farmer, president of the Wine Society of East Tennessee.
And Jill is a level 2 sommelier. So we're actually getting some knowledge from somebody who's trained and tested.
But I can't pronounce half of the wine, so we'll struggle through that.
Yeah, we're today we have a wine from Spain and a wine from Slovenia. So a lot of the words that we're using today do not pronounce in the southern tongue. So we will apologize to you now, especially if you're Slavic or you're Spanish. We're sorry. We're going to butcher it. We're coming from you today with May's wine feature of the month, and we're in Ash's. Matter of fact, we're in Ash's cellar, their private tasting room in their cellar. We've got some really high-end wines. We see some prices back here for some Hobbs at $4.99. We've got a Holt Brion down here at $1,000 a bottle. We're under heavy guard. Just off camera is a couple of armed guards to make sure that we don't get into it.
I'm terrified of tripping.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I gotta buy it.
It could be a $5,000 trip that you didn't drink. So we're just having a good time. We hope you are too. Thanks for joining us again. We're going to jump into two really special whites, and we're going to bring you something. It's May. You know, the leaves are on the trees. It's warm. I've got my summer outfit on. We're ready to go. So this is the two wines that just scream something.
They're different. I call them deck wines. What is it you call them?
Porch pounders.
Porch pounders, yeah. So these are great to do that. In fact, I've already done it with these, and it was quite pleasant.
And it's been fun.
So that's why we thought, let's bring these in May and bring it right into the season. So we're going to start out. I do want to make one clarification. On the last one, I used the word balance a lot, and I thought maybe I needed to explain that a little bit. So when we're looking and we say this wine has great balance, what it means is no one thing is overbearing than another feature. So when you're looking at balance, you are looking at alcohol, acidity, tannins, and the sweetness and the fruit concentration in the wine. You want them all to be equal to make a really nice wine. So I'm going to try not to use the word balance so much this time, but I thought, I probably need to define it.
We're going to be more balanced with our explanations. So let's move on. The first wine that we have is from Spain. It's an Albarino, and it's Columna. I think that's what we come up with. A 2019 from a really interesting, different area of Spain, kind of in the northwest corner.
Right. It's not directly on the ocean. It's a little bit further back. Very slopey.
Yeah, very slopey. And it's a beautiful wine. Tell us a little about it.
Well, I'm going to tell you to pronounce the region.
Gallica.
From Gallica region, like you said, northwest Spain. It is from the Rías Baixas.
Yes. Bias.
Yes.
Again,
yes.
Some of these words just don't work.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is a 12.5% alcohol, so this is a nice, equal portion.
Balanced one.
I'll
say it for you.
But what makes it different is it's from a little microclimate, because it is not directly on the ocean and it's back up on the slope, so it's going to create a different. When you plant grapes on a slope, for every different row, they taste different because each row holds a different amount of water and moisture. So,
and the other thing is these are real rocky slopes, and you'll find some of the best wines in the world are grown in rock.
Yes.
And the reason is you stress the vine. The vine has to put a deeper root down to be able to get to a water table to be able to survive, and stressing that vine makes a better grape.
The harder it has to work, the better the grape.
It's kind of the old saying, calm weather never made a good sailor, a good captain. It's the same way here. If everything was easy, the grapes don't taste the same.
That's right. It is an oaked wine, and it is 100% Albarino.
Which those two things in a white wine for us in the United States is really unusual. Most white wines aren't 100% of any grape, and most of them are oak to death.
Yep. But for summer, a nice unoaked white is so pleasant.
Yes.
It's light and fruit forward and all that. So let's give this a try.
Yeah, this is a very clear, very light on the eye. Really kind of a straw color, as you can probably see under this light how really a kind of a golden light straw.
Yeah.
What do you get on the nose?
Well, I'm picking up citrus mainly.
Yeah.
This comes from that granite soil, which is going to give it the minerality.
And you pick up a little bit of that on the nose, but really it's that citrus tropical. What you want in a wine? I mean, it smells like white wine.
Yeah. How's that for technical?
There you go. We smell the citrus in it. You get that tartness of a citrus, that lemon, a little bit of a lemon peel taste to it, which is really great, which tells me it goes well with food. That little bit of acidity that you get on citrus, that really helps it hold up to food. So I can imagine this would be wonderful with.
Well, and you think about where wine is grown, the food that's grown with it, and that always pairs. So this is seafood galore. Shrimp, bubba shrimp, mussels, clams, oysters. This will go with anything like that. With lobster, because lobster's dipped heavily in butter.
Yes.
So you would not do that. It's going to be on the lighter side.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a great. You know what? I didn't get the price points. I believe this one retails for $19.99 though.
And then we're going to have a special price. Remember that. Ashes Wine and Spirits, most all of you know, if you're around Knoxville, Ashes has been here forever. They're second generation family owned. Come in and see them. They got a great cellar here. They're at 4534 Old Kingston Pike. Thad Cox is the owner. You'll see Thad in and out of here. Rodney Perry
Bill,
is and Bill. Rodney's one of our members of the Wine Society. He's been around the Wine Society for a long time. So come in and say hi to Rodney. He'll help you pick out some. But they're going to have a special price on this one. Is Krasnos, and I'll tell you, we've had a really fun time with this. This is and I'm going to butcher this, Savignonnaise. Oh, actually,
that is
Savignonnaise, which sounds like mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Savignonnaise. In Slovenic, the ASSE, the A's, means ish, which is one of my daughter's favorite terms. You'll ask her, you feeling good, ish? So this is Savignonnaise, which means it's like Sauvignon Blanc.
Kind of.
But it's not.
It's a different grade.
Yeah.
First cousin?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. You think of Sauvignon Blanc, I always think about crisp, clean, a lot of mineral.
I think
a
of
lot of
grapefruit
acidity.
Because we think of New Zealand.
Yes.
This is none of those.
This is none of those.
None
You're
of
right.
those.
So don't think you're getting a Sauvignon Blanc with this. You're getting a nice, clear white wine, but it's not Sauvignon Blanc. It's Savignonnaise.
And I mean, it's Slovenia.
Right.
Slovenia. So,
how many times have you had a Slovenian wine?
Right.
A Slavic wine. Is it Slavic? Yeah.
So when you hear that, I mean, typically, watch the news, I think of a country that's been in conflict. But the whole problem, or not problem, the whole benefit of this, they've continued to make wine no matter what's going on politically.
Right.
They have made wine in that country.
Right.
So, and it's supposed to be, I've never been there. We probably have members who have been. It's supposed to be one of the most beautiful areas to go because it's actually where the Alps meet the Mediterranean Sea.
Right. And it's part of that Italian Alps. It was actually part of Italy up until, I think, World War I, and it was part of the Friuli area. So this is a grape that's grown in that area. So this is a grape that you'll find there. You'll find it in Argentina, but a little hybrided in Argentina. And you will find it in that Friuli area of Italy.
Yeah.
So this is a very small area that this wine comes from. But let's
now, one of the things they do get to boast is they have the oldest vines that are bearing fruit in the world in Slovenia. 400 years old. Can you imagine? Still bearing fruit.
Now that's what you call
Moses must have planted
vines.
these.
Yeah, exactly.
Now look at this. We got bubbles in it.
And there are some bubbles in it. And this is, I mean, comparing the two wines, I mean, it's a little bit of a darker golden, little bit of a darker straw. Still very clear, very pretty wine. On the nose, though, you will know the difference between these two.
Yes.
On the eye, you may not.
Two total different grapes. Two total.
All right, so this really sets off the sweetness to me. Where the other was a very citrusy, this really gives me honeysuckle. it gives me ripe fruit. So the difference, you know what a ripe banana smells like over a regular banana. This is ripe fruit. It's not like you can almost smell the sweetness.
And for a deck wine, it's 13.5% alcohol. Yeah, 13.5. So I want to remind people too, when they're tasting wines, the first sip you take, you usually have palate shock. So don't make any judgments on your wines until you've had your second sip. This is also the raised in a granite soil, and you can hear. Excuse me. You can taste that coming through. The minerality.
You can really get the minerality on this. The first thing on the palate for me is a little sweetness. That nose is carrying over with a little sweetness on the palate, but it soon turns to that minerality, and then a very long finish that carries a little acid with it. And I'm talking, it's a 2 or 3 minute finish, which is unusual, which we didn't get with the first one. But it's definitely coming with this.
See, I'm picking up a lot of grassy in here.
Grassy. I can get some grassy out of that too. I understand where you're coming with that.
But I just mowed the yard yesterday.
There you go. And it's hay fever season. So this, you said you paired with some food last night. Tell me what you found.
And this was amazing, actually. It's like it's a little chameleon wine. My little bubble of friends that likes to taste with me, they were like, "Wow, Jill, try this. Take a sip, eat a piece of cantaloupe." Take another sip. The cantaloupe, actually, it brought out more sweetness in the wine. Then you do a strawberry, and it's just like it meets the food. So it was very interesting how it made the changes. And so it tells you how food friendly this is.
Yes. One thing about this too, with the minerality and a little bit of sweetness on the front end, what I challenge you with a wine like this is try it with something spicy. This, if you like Thai food, if you like Indian food, I would also take this with fajitas. Anything that has some spice to it against the sweetness of this, I think is a great pairing, and that's something to really challenge. You know, right now we're all doing DoorDash, and well, it may not be in Morristown.
No, we do.
We got DoorDash in Morristown. Awesome. So we go over to my daughter's house, and they always order DoorDash, and you know, we'll order a lot of times Thai or Indian food. This little bottle of wine to take and do that. So order some takeout on a Tuesday. Open up this bottle because you want to open a bottle.
Now this it's much more inexpensive. I'm going to say it's $11.99.
Yeah, it is. It's very expensive. Also on this Krasnos, they have an orange. We're not tasting it today, but pick up the orange wine. We're in big orange country. We're in East Tennessee. We love everything orange. Orange wines are really interesting. And I was a little disappointed we weren't doing the orange wine, but I've been really happy with this. So I'd tell you too, when you come into Ash and you ask about these two, pick up a bottle of the orange wine.
Yeah, try it.
You're gonna be really surprised, and it's something very, very different. Hey, thanks for joining in with us. We enjoy doing these. We love having you in. We've got some other videos coming out where we're going to do a little bit more education. If you got topics you want us to talk about or things you want to learn about, let us know, because that's what we're here. We're your wine society. Please go to our website, www.ws4et.com. Hit the membership link. It's $35 for 1 year. You get in on all of our dinners. May is going to be out at Gallagher View, so if you've ever wanted to go up to Gallagher View and have a dinner in the clubhouse, it's a beautiful setting. And in late May, we're just, I think, the week before Memorial Day. It's a gorgeous place to have with a fine chef, and the dinner there is going to be great. Check that out on our website. But become a member. That's how you support us. That's how we survive. We're a nonprofit, but we survive and operate off the memberships, and we'd love to have you as a member. Remember, like,
share. We want your comments. We want your feedback. And not only the dinners that we're doing a lot of special events now. So we're working those in with the dinners. They're going to be a little less expensive. So, you know, if you feel like you can't pay a full dinner price, those are going to be perfect for it.
Right.
Bring your friends, share it. It's a great evening because, let's face it, with wine, you drink with friends.
Right.
You do it to have a good time. That's what it's about. And you build memories. So, share it.
And this is a time to get together with people that enjoy something that you enjoy.
Oh, we're craving it. People are craving it. People are craving to get together right now. So it's a great opportunity.
Well, come by Ashes, ask for the Kaluma, ask for the Krasnos.
Yeah.
You will get special pricing. They'll love to see you. We love to see you too. Cheers.
Salanche.